Okay, so we are back. We are back. This is our second round of verbs talk it out sessions. I know y'all are used to us doing the acting out videos, but like I said last time, due to the Rona, we kind of been in. But we do want to start having talk it out sessions where we deal with a lot of seemingly controversial topics where we express our logic. We love the comments. We want your feedback. And today we have our sister Jasmine here who is off camera, but she'll be playing what we would call the devil's advocate, right? So today's topic is going to deal with lying. And we're going to take our time with this one because it's going to get real juicy. So without further ado, shall we begin?
We shall.
All right. So as we do normally, we basically start out with a few questions. And within those questions, when we venture off into different avenues, we like to try to expound as much as possible on those topics. So question number one, what you got for us in the concept of lying?
What is a lie?
Want-
What is a lie?
What is a lie? You want to start on this?
For me, a lie is any intent to cover up the truth. But I know that can be a little broad. So, it's a great question.
What?
Maybe I should have thought about that.
What?
But yeah, basically any intent to manipulate the truth. But more so like a direct because like there's ways to cover up the truth without particularly lying, if that makes sense. So there's a way to manipulate the truth or to cover up the truth intentionally through words or actions. If you can.
Okay, so while we're in the midst of this, I would like for you all also to type out or share with us, what do you consider a lie? So for me, a lie is when someone directly responds to a direct question, knowing the truth and then choosing to say or react differently. But I use the words direct because, like you stated, a lot of people consider, they call it lying by omission. Like just because I didn't say anything, you say I'm lying. So I don't believe in that. But we'll get into that in the next part. So just for this specific version or this specific question, for me, I consider a lie when I directly know something is opposite and I still decide to not tell the truth about it. And I'll give an example. Just say if you was to ask me, hey, how do I think that shirt looks on you? So my truth of that is, no, sir. But I'd be like, oh, it's great. That's a lie because I've already answered in my head that shirt really don't look good on you. So I came to a truth, but then when I voiced it, it was different. Because at that moment, I feel like that's a lie. Because that's not internally what I had, thought about in the first place. Care to chime in? What do you think? What is your version of a lie?
I think a lie is, like you had stated, knowing what the truth is and providing an answer the opposite of that.
Cool. Okay. So we agree.
Yeah.
Oh, this gonna get real good. All right. So what do y'all say? What is your definition of a lie? Go ahead and put that in the comments, and we'll review those as well. Question number 2.
Question number 2. Are there small lies and big lies?
Now, when we say small and big, are we speaking in terms of impact that lie has?
That's a good question.
Because I think that needs to be specified.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. Let's go in that route as far as
Impact?
the definition of small and big. Yes, the impact of that lie. Are there small and big ones?
If we're speaking specifically in terms of impact, then I would say yes, because I guess some lies can have a smaller impact than others, or some lies can have a bigger impact than others.
What if we're just speaking in terms of the definition of a lie? Now, granted, I do agree certain lies can have smaller impacts and bigger impacts, but in terms of just the definition of what a lie is there a such thing as a small lie and a big lie?
No, I mean, a lie is a lie, period.
Okay.
But like I said, for me, if we're speaking in terms of impact, then yes, I believe there's small and big lies.
I agree with that. I agree by impact there is small and big, but by definition, at core value, there's no small and big because it is simply a lie.
So what will be, can you give an example of a small lie? What you would consider a small lie?
Like, probably telling you I took the trash out and I didn't take the trash out. Like, I probably hid it somewhere so you won't see it to tell you that I did do it. I feel like those are small lies.
And I'm sorry, just, my spidey senses are tingling. Why do you sound so comfortable with that one? You like, I just feel like it's a small lie. Like, you seem so nonchalant about that because you can put it in a category of small lie.
Right, because we were speaking of the impact of them. I feel like with that particular example, that's a small impact. It's not going to really do a lot of damage. You're just going to be upset with me. But it's not going to affect you in a major way to where you might break down and have like a mental snap.
So if I accept that small lie from you and we get over it, say we were dating, right? Okay. And you asked me, where have I been? And I say, I went to see my mom, but I actually went to see my other girl. Right. Will you accept that, since I can assume that it's not really a big deal? It's not going to make you have a mental breakdown. We can get through that, right?
How do you figure we can get through that?
I guess the same way you figure we could get through the trash.
Yeah. So you telling me the location is different from what you're telling me. That's a little bigger. Now at this point, I'm not trusting you to tell me who you were around when you're not around me.
Wow.
Trash, not taking it out, and not telling me your exact location. There's a small and there's the big. So you kind of put the
specifically talking in impact, though, right?
Right. Right. As far as the impact of the lie. The small trash bag, not taking out the trash, that's the small one.
Okay.
And you telling me you went to your mom's house and that's not where you actually were, that's a big one.
Okay, so considering the fact that we don't have, the measurement of small and big written down anywhere, right. Would you agree that these things are subjective according to the person that's telling them? Because something you may consider small, I may consider big. Something I may consider big, you may consider small. Yes or no?
Yes.
That is true. So to you, the trash is small. To me, it's big. To me, my location is small. To you, it's big. Who's right and who's wrong?
No one is right or wrong. Because at the end of the day, you are different from me. So therefore, your view on what's big or small is going to be different from mine. It might affect you a little different. In my head, I'm going to see it that way. I'm going to see the trash is small. I'm going to see you not where you're supposed to be is big. And vice versa for you.
True. Mr. Tate?
Y'all pretty much rounded it.
So can we agree that because we have put out there that there's small impact and big impact, but we both agree that at definition there's no small or big, we could both be wrong in assuming what's small or big. Therefore, both of us deciding to even entertain a lie puts both of us in a position to where neither one of us can hold either of the other one accountable based on the fact that we both stepped into the lying realm. Cool.
Okay then, Adrian. Okay, I'll let you have that. Yeah.
Ooh, what? Oh, we got it on footage.
All right.
Let's see what the comments saying. I see some comments. Let's see what they're saying. Let's see what they're saying. All right, so I have a brother, Mark Anthony. He said a small lie for us could be huge for someone else. True. Deal breaking, friendship ending, family ruining. Nothing weights the same to one as it does the other. I can bench 360 where someone my same size may be 285. Same thing we agreed on. So Lilo says, you can't say you're always right. People are different point of views, judgments, and how it impacts their feelings.
Right.
Yeah, same thing.
Agreed.
So we believe that taking the trash is not a huge deal when we lied about taking it out versus stealing money from friend's house. People categorize lies the same way they do with judgment. It's all about impact or how it was delivered. Someone said the definition of lie was false opinions and lies. Oh, false opinions and lies are different. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Question number 3.
Question number 3. Lying by omission. Lying by omission.
Well, first, so let's ask you: Do you believe in lying by omission?
No, I don't believe in it. No one believes in lying.
What? What? Wait. We have a definition, so this has to be a belief.
Well, that's the definition, but no one believes in lying. Like you don't want to lie.
Wait.
Well, then you answer it, Aaron. Let me go off of you guys.
Okay, so for those of you who didn't catch it, the question on the floor now is: do you believe that someone can lie by omission? Which basically means that for me to not tell you something is automatically considered a lie. So basically, you're lying by default because I didn't say anything at all. Aaron.
But I think it should be specified, even if, specified that it's in the context of if a question was not directly asked about that specific thing. So, like for instance, I know you tend to use this example all the time. Let's say you went to work, you went to McDonald's, you stopped and picked up the kid, and then you went home. But then your wife asks you, your wife asks you, what did you do today? And you only mentioned how you went to work, you picked up your kid, and you went home. And you didn't tell her that you went to McDonald's. So by that definition, it's like she didn't directly ask, okay, did you eat today? Where did you go and get food? You know what I mean? So people, like you were saying, people assume like just because I didn't mention it, because it was not directly asked of me, I wasn't obligated to specifically tell the truth about where I went to eat today. So I don't believe in lying by omission. I want to go back in time and shoot the person who came up with that idea of lying by omission. But I think people use lying by omission as a crutch because they don't know how to ask the right questions. You know what I mean? Like they don't know how to get specific with their questions. And they assume because I'm not good at asking the right questions, you should make up for that by just go ahead and telling me everything that, or assume that I want to know this anyway. So I don't believe in lying by omission.
You hit it on the head. So people that, in my opinion, people that believe in the whole lying by omission, like you said, that shows me the fact that you either realize that you're not adequate in your ability to ask a question, or most people don't want to ask the direct question that they know they want the answer to, and then they assume that I owe you this. But I don't. I don't owe you the fact that I went to Walmart, picked up the child, went to McDonald's. I don't. Now, if you ask me where all have you been, at that point, I owe you that, but not for you. That's for my own character, because like I always have stated, The only people that lie to others are people that lie to themselves. People who don't tell themselves lie, we don't have a reason to lie to no one else. So when someone asks me, where have I been? I can say work, which is true. If they say, where all have you been? I'm now obligated to uphold my character of not lying. Not because I assume you want to know, but because I don't lie to myself. So why would I tell you a lie? So yeah, I went to McDonald's, I went to work, I picked up the child, I did this. But for those people who don't like to ask questions or don't know how to get the answer you're looking for, like you said, they crutch it on, well, you lied to me. No, did you say where all have I been or where have I been? And then they try to flip it, well, you know what I mean, or you know. No, because now we already live in this society where people assume that we owe them stuff. I don't owe you nothing. And what I give to you has nothing to do with you and more to do with me. So no, long story short, I do not believe in lie by omission. That's like you said, that's a watered down person's way to try to siphon information out without having to sharpen their skills of learning how to ask a question. Like a lot of females be like, and I ain't trying to come for females, but a lot of females be like,
don't make this a female.
Oh, you lied. And I'm like, but what did you ask me though? Like, let's look at the words you use, and they'll try to flip it and make it seem like, well, you playing with words, but I'm really not. This is logic. There's a difference between and or.
I feel like people who lie, what is it, that lie by omission are master manipulators.
What?
The simple fact that you sat here and said it yourself, like you're
Master
leaving
manipulators?
out certain words on, like, you know what I'm gonna ask you. And if I don't ask it specifically in order to get that response, you're just not going to give it to me. You're not going to give me the answer. And I just feel like people that do with the wordplay of, well, you didn't ask where all I have been today, but you can still give me the rundown of where you are. Like, I don't get why you have to, like, I don't get the wordplay.
What, so
when it comes to lying by omission.
Why are you calling it wordplay? Okay, I have a question. Do you agree that and, or, and but can turn a whole sentence differently, right?
Yeah.
So how can you on this side agree that words are important, but then when I bring up the fact that, well, you didn't include that word, well, you could have put it in there anyway. Like, it don't make sense to say on one end and, or, and but makes a big difference, but on this side want me to automatically include it because you didn't include it. Like, I don't get that.
So you wouldn't feel away if something was excluded and it wasn't told to you at that time or at that moment because you didn't think to ask it? You don't think that that person should give you all of the info whether you ask the question or not?
That your sentence, you don't think that that person should give you all the information whether you ask it or not. Like, all of these statements have nothing to do with me and have more to do with the person trying to siphon information out without having to sharpen their skills to learn how to ask a question. It's a question, for Christ's sakes. I ain't asking you to build a bridge. Read a book and ask a question. Like, dang.
Really? Okay.
Ask a question. Okay, prime example. Lady on the radio this morning had her husband phone and found him basically having an orgy with other people. She gave him the phone back and didn't say a word. She said, she called the radio, I got so many questions. You do? You do? You gave your husband his phone back and called the radio station and said, I just have so many questions. I can't tell. Like, why you didn't implement your question asking abilities on him then? And now she's, well, I don't know what I should do, this and that. Like, you asking them all other type of questions, but the question that you legitimately, and that's where that whole, well, he should just tell me anyway. Well, did you, first of all, the fact that he got the video lets you know that he ain't just finna tell you. So that means you need to initiate at least an opening for him to give you the answer you're looking for. But you legitimately closed that door, picked up the phone and dialed a radio number. You know the radio number is real long, so it was 1-888-88 something. And asked these people. Come on, man. Like, people got to do better with their ability and stop blaming other people for their lack. Like, people are blaming other people because they don't know how to ask questions. Well, you should tell me anyway. No, I should not. You should learn how to ask a question. And until you master that skill, I'm going to withhold this information from you.
So are you a master at asking questions?
Oh, yes,
You're a
yes.
master at asking all the right questions.
Oh, yes.
All the specific questions.
Yes.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I feel like
You know me.
I feel like sometimes you're not going to ask the right questions and you're not going to get the information that you were looking for or either hoping to hear, and you're going to feel away. And when you feel away, I can't wait to be there because it's gonna make you feel away to the point where it's like, dang, like because I didn't ask the right question or the specific question and I didn't get the answer I was looking for. Maybe I should just sit back and not feel away, but on the inside, I'm feeling away.
I used to agree with that, but let me tell you what changed my mind. When I became fully responsible for what I'm receiving. So back in the day when I believed in stuff like that, I was like, dang, you should have told me anyway. Like I asked you this and it's in the area of what I was looking for. So why you just didn't give me that? But when I realized that nobody owes you anything, you got to go get that. And even if you ask them a question and they don't give you an answer, they deliberately decide to lie, then it's not my fault at that point. Then I can proclaim that you're a liar. Now I can label you as who you are. But I'm not finna call you a liar when I didn't do my part. And that's because I now take responsibility for what I'm receiving, which means if I know I fully did my part, if I got you all the way down with the ands, ars, buts, wheres, D, he, she, and then you still lied, oh baby, you a liar now. But I'm not finna call you a liar when I think back and be like, well dang, did I say where all have you been or where have you been? And like I said, that comes with me taking responsibility for requesting information as opposed to trying to blame somebody for not giving me something that I've never really asked for.
Okay.
You ain't feeling that, is you? You ain't feeling that.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see what the people say.
Okay.
What y'all got? What y'all got on the topic? We're gonna take a small little pause here. Okay, we got some I agrees. We don't owe anyone an explanation about our personal business. If people don't like the information given, it's really not our problem. Correct. How they accept it and see information. Okay, Lilo.
I agree. I agree on that one.
Next question. This one don't kill me. Next question, number 4.
Is it ever okay to lie? Is it ever okay to lie?
Is it ever okay to lie? Brother Aaron.
So, and we had kind of talked about this before. I say no. The reason being is because I feel like the truth will eventually come out. And the impact of having found out that you were lied to is much more greater than the impact of the actual truth. The reason being is because now, once you were lied to, a reality was created around that lie, right? When you were given a lie, you created a reality surrounding that lie. Once the truth is actually revealed, now that whole reality that you had previously created, it comes crashing down. So the impact of your reality crashing down is much greater than the truth that was finally revealed. So that's why I feel like it's never okay to lie, because at some point the truth will get revealed, and once it is, it's everything comes crashing.
So basically what you're saying, the price that you're gonna have to one day pay for the lie doesn't cost as much as the benefits you get from the lie. Like you get a 5% benefit from lying, but then you got to pay 75% worth of interest.
Yeah, that interest is crazy. that interest is crazy.
I agree. Do you think it's ever okay to lie?
Okay, so I don't think it's ever okay to lie.
But
I really feel like some people are not built to like fully accept like all of the truth, which is why I think some people do lie, because I feel like, whatever the impact of that truth, some people are always like, saying, I'd rather you, tell me the truth than lie to me, or just go ahead and, break up with me before, you do anything or anything like that. But if it really does come down to them possibly breaking up with you to go and be with someone else, the truth of that is going to hurt. and you're going to possibly do some things you probably never thought you were going to be doing. People do things crazy when they're in love. So if that truth comes out, this person doesn't want you anymore, then I feel like that truth was too much. Instead of them saying, no, babe, you're the one for me. Them working it out maybe in their own head as far as I can't really explain this without it sounding.
So you are saying that at some points it is necessary to lie in order to protect someone's feelings.
Yeah.
From the truth.
Yeah. Because I think so, because people do that because, again, they don't want their feelings hurt. If it's a truth that person might not be ready for, this person, are you lying to me about something and you're protecting me to keep my feelings catered to? You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of you hurting me, you're just gonna finesse it with a sweet white lie. And there's nothing wrong with that.
So, first of all, where do we get the color codes for the lie? Where do we get these color schemes of lies? But we'll deal with that in a minute.
What is a white lie?
I have so many questions.
No.
So, this goes back to the very first situation we had. The fact that two individuals decide to enter the realm of lying leaves the perspective and impact of the lie up to the person that's telling it. So you're saying that sometimes it's okay to lie if you're doing it to protect my feelings. But let me throw a paradox on you. If the person that's having to lie to you was truthful with themselves from the beginning, there would be no need to lie to you. And I'm going to use the example you gave, such as a relationship. Say we get into a relationship because I tell you I want you, but deep down I already know that I'm messing around with her, and her. That's a lie at the get-go. So now I'm having to tell another lie on top of a lie on top of a lie to protect your feelings. But if I was already truthful with myself and understood that I'm not ready for a committed relationship, I would have never entangled you in my lie. So the fact that now to come back to tell the truth is being perceived as something that you're not ready for, we're overlooking the fact that if truth was the foundation, you would have never been in that situation in the first place.
Quick question. So, no, I'm not for you, but for Adrian. Because I feel like I know what you're saying. But let's...
But be careful with the word.
Yeah. Right. But let's take it away from... So, like, let's use you two as an example. Let's take it away from you having done something, you having done a specific action and lied about your action. Let's go towards you found out about someone else's action that would impact her, but you lied about someone else's action because you knew had she found out about that person's action, it would impact her in the same way. I think that's what are you going towards?
So let's discuss. Say I knew that somebody in Jazz's family did something that I knew would hurt her. Me simply knowing is not lying. Me coming home not telling her is not lying. Because remember, we don't believe in lying by omission. The only way that I can lie to Jazz about the situation is if Jazz have an idea and then Jazz asked me a question.
Right, so that's where we're at.
Okay.
So she asked you a question.
What did she ask me though? Let's take it back. Because what you're not going to do is trip me up. So what did she ask me? Unless Jazz says, hey, did you hear about my sister or cousin or mom doing such and such? At that moment, this will determine if I'm going to lie or not. If I have heard about it, I say, yes, I have. Jazz then say, what did you hear? I have to tell her. But if Jazz say, I heard somebody talking about my mama did such and such, that's just crazy to me. I'm going to say, yeah, that is crazy. Did not lie. She didn't ask me anything directly. My character and my non-lying is still intact, which is always circling back to the foundation of lying that you're built on. And if you uphold that in every single area, you can be clean. It's only when you're trying to say, okay, I don't lie about this, But Jazz ain't gonna really like that, so I'm gonna lie right here. And then Jazz turn around and lie to me. Now I'm mad at Jazz about some trash, but then I lied to her about it, and it just gets entangled. But like, I am a living witness. The moment, like, this was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I decided to not lie, and I have not told a lie since then because I keep myself in these guidelines. Now, before I understood all this, I used to tell lies all the time. But when I start being truthful to myself, understanding that, well, to be honest, and this is how I enjoy this, most of the time, people are telling lies that weren't even asked because people don't ask direct questions anyway. So they're giving non-solicited lies because think about it. Most of the time people ask you a question is general. They're not specifically asking you questions so that people that give them these little lines to protect my feelings, because if somebody was asking you a specific question, they already got to have an idea that what they're asking is true. But when they're asking it generally and I'm still giving you lies, what's the point? You ain't even asked me for that.
So I didn't like this topic.
Sure.
I didn't like this topic because I don't like agreeing with you. I like debating against you, and I'm agreeing with you on this particular topic.
Okay.
So yeah.
Next question.
All right. Next question. Should certain lies be held at higher regards? Should certain lies be held at higher regards?
I'll let you go.
My answer is no. And I can't say no because of the other foundations I built about the definition of lying, the impact of lying. If I say yes, then I then agree to everything else. But me saying no keeps me consistent with the other beliefs that I hold. So if I hold all lies at the same standard, then that keeps me free from doing it. So, only when I agree do I start dabbling in the rest of them.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm with that, 100%. But let's flip it.
Here we go.
Let's flip it.
You're supposed to be on your voice. You can't turn on me on live.
To flip it.
We live, son. You're supposed to be my boy.
I can't let you have it, yo.
Now.
So listen. So we all agree there's no such thing as a big lie or a small lie, right?
No.
As far as just lying, the definition of lying.
It's
but we
not.
do agree that some lies can have bigger impacts than others based on that person's perspective.
True
right?
that.
Somebody, whoever was commenting, had mentioned the word deal breaker. I thought that was very interesting. So for you specifically, is there any lie? Is there any one or a couple of lies that you... Because you just said that you don't hold any lie in higher regard than others. But is there any lie that... Let's say, for instance, you and me. Like, we boys, right? Is there any lie that I could tell you where if the truth were to be revealed, that would end our friendship completely versus others? And you don't have to tell you what the lie is. You can just answer yes or no.
The answer is still no.
Because I think until we can figure out if there are any lies that can be told that we're willing to deal with versus others, then can we really answer the question of, are there lies that are held in higher regard than others? You know what I mean?
So I'm going to say no, but I have to explain. Because for me, the only way that I would consider a lie a deal breaker for you or anybody is if prior to lying, you have confessed to be at the level of lying perspective that I'm at. Like, I can't hold you to my standards if you've never told me that those are my standards. Because then when you lie, the deal breaker wasn't the lie. It was the fact that you portrayed to me to be something that you're not, which is still a lie. But I don't care what the lie was, whether it's I'll be there in 5 minutes or I got a baby on the way. Like, granted, the impact is different, but I even it out by, well, let me see. Like, are you at the level of understanding with this as me? And if so, then I got to get you, because I would get myself. Like, I would cut myself off. So I have to give that same thing to you. That's what I'm saying earlier. Like, once I came to the realization, I walk a fine line that I hold myself to, so that if I do have to cut somebody off or I do have to do something different, I level that by that person's admission to me. So I still say no, unless that person has already confessed to be at my level of understanding. Because if not, I expect that from you. Like, I'm not going to put you on a pedestal unless you tell me, hey, this is my pedestal. Then I'm holding you accountable for that, not because of me, but because of you. And if you would do it to you, who do I think I am? Which goes back. Only people that lie to others are people that lie to themselves. I gotta be consistent across the board.
What about you?
I said I agree with him. I agree with him on his first statement when we first started talking about it. I agree. I can't go against that.
Gotta be consistent.
Yeah.
So there are no lies that are deal breakers for you?
No. It's a lie.
Yeah, it's a lie. That's it. We both in here.
All right, we still gonna hurt.
We in here. Whether it's trash or I smash, we in here. We both in here. And I'm glad we can agree. I'm glad, because most people, they ain't trying to hit it. Like, to be able to agree on trash or I smash, like, we both agree we stepped in this together. Like, most people feel like I can lie about trash, but, you know, and Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy, but like you did this. And they're like, really now? Yeah. And it gets contradicted because we both agree on the definition. But now, in your perspective, you're trying to blame me for the same thing you did to me. Like, I had a situation where with my family where I was hurt. Like, I was like, dang, like my whole family lied. And it wasn't until I realized that I've lied to many people. So how am I holding them accountable for something I do every single day? Granted, their impact was way greater than mine. But at base level, I'm just like y'all. So until I get my standards up, I can't hold you to no standard that I'm not obliging by. And once I even that out, like, we cool. I ain't got no problem with y'all. Like, y'all don't know no better. Or y'all haven't reached the level of understanding that I have. So I still expect y'all to be lying. But I ain't on that level no more. I forgive you for what you did, but you ain't never told me that you had reached this level. So that's you.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. I agree with it. For me personally, though, I don't know if emotionally I've built myself up to handle any kind of.
Yeah, it was. I cried and smoked weed and did some drugs, but it was rough.
So until I know myself fully emotionally, I can't really say if no lies have any higher regard than the other, depending on what the lie is. You know what I mean? So that's something. That's an area in my life I still have to grow in, for sure.
Yeah, it was rough. But to be honest, if I wouldn't have went through that, I probably would still be there. But like, that took me the lowest in my life that I ever been, and only that realization balanced me out. Cause like, I can't hold you like that if I'm doing it too. And I had to even that playing field for me. And ever since I did, I've been straight. So it helped. It worked for me. I ain't saying it's the 10 Commandments, but it got me out.
Right.
It got me out. I was in a bad place.
We're moving on.
Okay.
All right. Does everyone lie?
No.
You gonna have to explain.
So.
You have to tell me why you don't think everybody lies.
So, like I stated earlier.
Well, let me go real quick before you go. So, it's about asking the right questions, right?
Mm-hmm. Does everyone lie? Is the question.
So if you would have asked, has everyone lied?
Thank you. I was finna go there. Son.
How everyone lied? That's a different question.
Thank you. And I think that's what she's really trying to say.
What was the difference of the question? What am I trying to say?
Because does everyone lie implies to current.
Future. Current to future.
Yeah,
has everyone present to past.
To past.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Has is past tense. So has everyone lied? At some point, everyone has lied in their life.
Okay, check it.
Does everyone lie?
Check it. When
Does
you
everyone
say
lie is present?
when you say does, it's on words. I'm telling you, it's a whole new world out here. When you say does everyone lie, that's dealing with right now, moving forward. Does. That's a present to future tense word. When you say has everyone lied, that deals with present to past tense. So depending on the word that you're using, I have to answer that question based on my understanding. So when you ask me, does everyone lie? I can't say yes because I understand that people come to higher levels of realization as they grow and learn, and they stop doing things like smokers stop smoking, sex addicts stop having sex, murderers stop committing murders. Like, we can agree that personal development is something that happens every single day. So if you say, does everyone lie? I can't say yes because people mature. And once you reach a certain level of maturity, you don't feel the need to lie because you just don't have to. Because like I said, people that lie to others are people that lie to themselves. But when you don't lie to yourself, you won't lie to nobody else. Has everyone lied? I have to say yes, because babies and children and kids, we're growing up in this society where we're kind of subliminally taught to lie until you reach a certain level of maturity and realization moving forward. So has everyone lied? Of course so. Does everyone continue to lie? No, ma'am. It's not wordplay. These are words. They don't have
English
feelings.
language we learned in school. It's English.
So for y'all watching, do you believe that everyone lies?
Remember, does.
Does.
The
Current to future. Has everyone lied is current to the past. Words are important.
Words are important.
I guess.
Is that an agree? Does that sound like an agree? You agree?
It's like a 50-50.
Look, she gonna be sleeping like,
Has,
hey, that do make sense.
Right.
on the has, that's where the 50 is. In the current,
That's what bothers you, ain't it? That's what bothers you. You can deal with the has,
right.
but the does is like, no out there, bruh.
Okay.
But hold on, that's really sad. Not like because you believe that, but because the fact that we've gotten to the point in society where we can, now this finna get you. The fact that does everyone lie bothering most people is bad because we live in a society to where people are expecting others to tell them the truth, but subconsciously believing that everybody lies. Does that make sense to you? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you believe that everybody lies at this current moment. Let's keep it honest with you, right?
Yes.
But you, at the same time, expect these people that you already know that lie to tell you the truth. Does that make any sense to you?
No, it don't make sense. But I don't expect them to tell me the truth unless that's something that, like you said, it's a choice.
Would you like the truth out of people?
Yeah, I would like.
You don't see the contradiction in that?
I would like
the fact that these people that you already know gonna lie, you still want the truth out of them.
You're still gonna put yourself around those same people, even though you're the pillar of truth and light.
No.
You're still gonna have liars around.
And I know that, but these liars has never proclaimed to be at the level of understanding as me, so I have to accept that. It's like a baby knocking over a glass of water. Like, I'm not finna whoop you, but if my 8-year-old keep knocking over grape juice on the carpet, you finna get in these hands. Because at 8, you should understand, first of all, why this drink on this floor, where this carpet at, knowing it gonna stain, this baby ain't got that ability. So at this level of understanding, not saying that I'm any better than anybody else because everybody can get here, I understand that until these people not only confess, but also are living this level of revelation that I receive, I don't expect them to not lie. It's only when you confess and are also living it, do I expect you not to uphold the truth to me, but to yourself, and that'll be displayed in our conversation and your lifestyle. But until I see that, I know you finna lie.
You ain't gonna hold that against them. It's just
That's what you do. You a liar.
Yeah.
What?
That's what you do.
All right. So are we good to move on?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This one is gonna kill me.
What time is you?
How many questions we got left?
We got 4.
Oh my God. Let's go.
All right. Let's get to the end.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about the cons of lying.
There's no cons of lying.
The cons of lying.
Oh, cons, yeah.
CON.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about pros.
Yes. No, there are no pros.
No pros. Not pros. As Aaron stated earlier, the price is it's too expensive. It's too expensive. That interest gonna eat you alive.
Right above it was benefit.
That interest rate is ridiculous.
I'm trying to school down on the list of questions, but benefits of lying was right above it. And there are a few, but we're gonna speak on the cons.
Okay. Oh, no. Come on. Let's hit the benefits.
We're gonna talk about the cons.
I will say there are benefits, but I will also add that the benefits of lying are always temporary.
That is true.
The benefits of lying are always temporary.
The truth is gonna come.
They're always temporary.
The truth is gonna always come to the light.
Benefits of lying are always temporary.
Yeah. All right. What about the cons?
They're always long lasting. I feel like a sage over here. Like I meditated for this one.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Long lasting?
Yeah.
I bet.
So the impact of the lie
is always
can
long
be
lasting.
So if the impact is a little intense, then the longevity.
It will, baby, gonna follow you to your grave. Even when you die, they gonna bring with them like she showed. I got an uncle right now. They call Lamp, LAMP, Line A Marvin Poe. They call him Lamp. Can you imagine how many lies he had to tell to get that name?
Man, how many?
Lamp, Line A Marvin Poe. That's his legit name. Everybody know him like that.
Are you serious?
He tinted every window in Wayne's, bro. They don't call him the tint man. They call him Lamp.
Oh, okay. You proud of that name. He's fine with it.
Yeah, he's dead.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you on that as far as the lies. But cons, they can have a long standing pressure after your lies exposed. So.
Yeah, it sticks. Like, and then everything you say now, it's like, I wanted just like that lie you told me last time. Like, you can't outrun that lie, bro. You cannot outrun that lie.
And that's why people, the little saying, I'm going to take that to my grave.
Mm-hmm. Because they know they can't outrun it. There you go, prime example.
Yeah, that I agree with you on the cons of lying.
They're always long lasting.
You in the same boat with that?
I wouldn't say they're always long. Like, I guess it just kind of goes back to impact. Some of them have smaller impacts than others. So I guess the ones that have smaller impacts, wouldn't last as long as those that have bigger impacts. So, but it's just cons, period. Like, that's just no way around
it's a con. You just can't get around it.
Trash versus smash.
Yeah,
Trash and smash.
Trash versus
trash,
smash.
The lie or the longevity of it, I'm probably going to be mad for the night. Go sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Lying to me.
Smash your clothes in the yard. Your clothes in the yard.
Smash him with smash his house. Smash your face.
I got the match waiting for you. I'm waiting till it's sealed over here. So, yeah. Okay. Last but not least, can we do without lies? Can we do without lies?
Can we do without lies, people?
That is the $1 million question.
I say yes.
I'm trying to tell you, people gonna lie
Until the end of time.
Well, we can do without them, though.
Like, people lie all day, every day, and they lie sometimes without even knowing. Like, people lie on their resumes all the time. From current to moving forward, I think that's gonna still transpire through. People still gonna be lying on their resume. So that's why I feel like people are going to provide some type of lie or non-truth statements to pacify the situation, to fit whatever the situation. If this situation calls for a lie, I'm gonna give it one.
But remember the interest, though. Like, it may cost, but what about that? Why do we like paying all this interest?
Because we live for instant gratification. We need the issue resolved right then. I feel good. I lied. The moment's over with. Now, hit me later down the road, then I'll deal with it at that point in time. But right now, it's working for me.
And you don't think that's insanity?
I think it is, but that is in my opinion, that's the way that I see just the not being.
But my
able to do
question
without
is,
them. We're not
can
gonna be
we
able to do without
do?
them.
Can we do without it? Not
can.
will. Not will
Yes.
we?
I feel
Can
like
we?
we can, because there is growth. There is manifestation of you wanting to evolve and to be a better person as far as not lying or drinking or swearing or whatever the case may be. I feel like there is space for that. And as far as can we do without them? Yeah. Everybody can do without a lie. But, phrasing it differently.
Why does it sound like every sentence you step away, but then you reach back and hold our hand a little bit, like I ain't gonna let you go now.
Right.
Like I hear what he's saying, but I ain't gonna leave you though. I'm not gonna leave you.
Right. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with
Okay,
it.
all right.
Can we do without them? Yes, we can.
Okay.
Will we do without them?
We
No.
won't. I agree with that.
Will we do
I agree.
Right.
Can we? Yes. Will we? No. I agree.
To be honest, bro, I don't know if we can do it.
What?
I'm not gonna lie.
Son, come on, G.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
What?
Let me explain.
Son, you a little hot, son.
Let me explain.
Son.
Let me explain.
Eh? Come on, bro.
It's from you. Yep, sit up.
So, for people who live a lifestyle where lying isn't called for, we can do without lies, right? But we have to acknowledge that there are some people who do live a lifestyle where in order to push forward or continue pushing their lifestyle forward, sometimes lying is necessary for them. So I don't know if those people living in the realm of where lying is necessary to push their lifestyle forward, if they can do without lying. But for those people who it's not necessary in their lifestyle, we can most definitely.
Now, and this goes, and I see what you're saying, but this goes back to what Jazz said earlier. But if those people who have now entered the realm of lying and built a lifestyle around it, do you agree or disagree that if those same people were truthful to themselves and had built a lifestyle around truth, they wouldn't need to lie?
Absolutely. But I'm saying, but some people don't necessarily have the same privilege as others. Like
To not lie?
to not have to live a lifestyle where lying is necessary. Who is this calling me?
It could be sworn.
Might be sworn in.
And because yours was not right now.
I'm dead.
You are.
Yep, she's gonna kill me.
But we can put a pin in it for right now.
Okay, we'll do a part two.
We're doing part 2.
I need my marriage. All right, well, that was our second Verb Talk It Out session, dealing specifically with lying. We're going to go through and read your comments. Thank you all for your feedback. We appreciate the views, the comments, and this video will be shared on Verb's Facebook page. So if you're not following the page, go ahead and like that, follow that so you can catch our videos. We'll be dropping one of these every Saturday. Verb Talk It Out session, Verb out.